Good morning.
Hi, thank you for having me today.
Oh, no, not always. It's never a problem having Sabrina Fallah come through. I'm really appreciating you being on the show today. How's your morning going,
Yeah.
Sabrina?
It's good. It's raining outside, but it's good.
Is it? Oh, that's no good. We don't like rain.
No.
But then again, rain can be good for you.
For the plants and the grass, definitely.
No doubt about it. So, Sabrina,
Yeah.
I'll tell you right now, first of all, thanks for calling in this morning from Ottawa. We appreciate you being part of Storytology Live today. And I want to say right here, right now, first of all, that I've been, duly impressed by your work since first hearing Kiss is a Killer some months back. And there's just such a natural and real organic energy and power to your music, And I want to first give our listeners a real quick overview, courtesy of your bio. Okay, a quick little overview here. Sabrina Fallah is a rock artist from Ottawa, Canada, a natural on stage with her polished vocals to her guitar playing. And this talented singer-songwriter has a powerful voice and a lot of personality. Sabrina has already made a name for herself by performing wherever possible over the years. So, Sabrina, do tell real quick, how did you first get involved in the business?
Well, when I was young, I think in grade 4, I started writing poems and short stories, which led me to wanting to write music, because I thought if I could write poetry and stories, I'm sure I could write songs, because it's just like a summarization of it. So then I started learning instruments, piano and guitar, but also my cousin is very into music too. So every time in the summer when I would meet up with him, he would always have his guitar and playing music around me and writing songs. So he also influenced me too to be involved in music. And also music always made me happy. I was always excited to sing with the artists I was listening to. I just went with it and did it.
And here you are.
Yeah.
And
here
you
I
are
am.
today. Exactly. Now, your influences are pretty interesting to me. First of all, Billy Idol, Bon Jovi, Green Day, among your many influences. How did you first get into these artists? Like Billy Idol in particular, I want to know about. How did you first get into Billy Idol?
How did I get into liking them, you mean?
Sure, yeah. Did you know that actually Billy Idol started out as a member of the band Generation X, managed by Bill O'Connor?
Yes. Yes, I did. But I haven't heard the music from that band, but Billy Idol himself is amazing. I saw him live and I was like, wow. Like he still got it. He still got the voice, he still got the moves. He's killing it on stage. But Green Day, when their American Idiot album came out, that record inspired me to become a rock singer. So when I was still trying to figure out what style I wanted to do, when I heard that record, I'm like, that's it.
Nice.
So they're my main. And Bon Jovi, it's Bon Jovi, right? His music, his voice, his stories, just the way he writes the songs. I like a lot of artists, but everybody has their own way of creating music. So I learned different ways by listening and how they tell their own stories in their music. So,
without a doubt, Bon Jovi, artists like Bon Jovi, Green Day, Billy Idol, giants in the music business. No question about it.
Oh, huge! Yeah.
And you have extensively performed, primarily like shows in like Ottawa, Toronto, Central Canada, international venues, festivals, charity events. What is like the one live show memory that jumps out first and foremost when you look back on your career so far? What show has really kind of jumped out at you as the most memorable of your experiences on stage?
I think it would be when this is the one I can remember off right now. Probably when I was in Nashville recording my record, I got a chance to perform a few nights there, and just feeling in the room how everybody was so welcoming and accepting, because it's like a music community there. So when I was on stage, and then I'm like, I'm from Canada, I'm here, not where the snowstorm is, because when I went there in February, there was a snowstorm here.
Oh, wow.
So in Nashville, it's like so warm. So I'm like, I'm not being hit by snow, but I love being here. And everybody just loved my songs and came up to me and talked to me.
That's awesome.
Everybody it's like a musician there. So anybody you walk to on the street knows about music. It's amazing.
It is, no question about it. You know. Now, I want to talk about the fact that your first EP was recorded by producer Stuart Epps, who's worked with some of the great rock and roll Hall of Famers, like names like Zeppelin, Elton John.
Yeah.
You know? I mean, this is rock royalty we're talking about. What was it like working with Stuart Epps?
Honestly, amazing.
I can imagine.
He let me put my own creativity in my work. He wanted the record to sound the way I wanted to hear it. He was always letting me hear how he was mixing and mastering to make sure I liked everything. He let me be involved in the entire process, which is good for me. So I felt like I wasn't being like ignored. So I was in the whole production, process. So
absolutely.
Yeah. And he gave some advice like,
okay,
always do what you love, stick to what you love, don't let anybody change you. So I like that too. So he lets the artist do what they want. And if he feels there needs to be a change, he will explain it, and then I would understand why.
Right.
But he would never do something to shock anyone. He would always ask the artist first.
Yes. Now, from Stuart Epps to Chris Burkett, again, another gentleman who's worked with some major Hall of Fame names, including Quincy Jones, Peter Gabriel, and this was on a music video for a song called The Front Line, your first single you released a couple of years back. Now, let's hear about Chris Burkett.
Chris Burkett.
Yeah.
Such a wonderful guy. Very fun to talk to, outgoing, knows a lot about the industry, gives great advice. Did the same thing as Stuart. Brought me into the studio, got me ready. So if I had a bad day, he would make me feel relaxed. And then I do my thing, and he let me be creative and do it the way I want to do it. I like that I've been working with producers that don't want to change me in any way. They're making me do what I see and what I feel that the song should sound like.
Right.
Yeah, so he was great, and I recommend people to go to him because he's such a good producer.
Now, that brings us to, of course, the present day. Of course, the EP, Kiss is a Killer.
The Killer,
is a big favorite that I've heard in the past year and a half or so. I'll tell you right now, Kiss is a Killer. First of all, I've heard the title track several times, on other stations, and what an amazing little slice of rock and roll that is. And also a song called Stuck Up, which we'll be hearing in a few minutes here on the show.
Yeah.
I want to hear about the process behind Kiss as a Killer.
Well, Kiss is a Killer was co-written with Bill in Nashville. So when I went into the room...
The entire record, or just the one song?
Pardon?
The entire record, or just the one song?
He wrote with me Hurt and Kiss is a Killer.
Very cool. Very, very
cool. So, and I'm glad those songs got on the record because it's so strong. But what happened was when I got into the room, he just told me Kiss is a Killer. And I'm like, what? So at the beginning, I'm like, what is he saying? So he just threw the title at me, and I'm like, okay, that's definitely the single, because that just caught my attention right there. And then he had some of the music written down, the melody, and then he thought, and then he asked me, I need you to tell me a storyline. So then I had to think of a theme, so I thought about the Grease theme.
Right.
With the guys with the leather jackets and leather pants and their cars and motorcycles just being, cool. But they're not like the bad boys, they're like the cool bad boys, thinking they can get all the girls. And of course, they kiss the girls. Wow, right? They like to kiss the girls. So, but then the girl falls for his kiss, right?
Of course.
So So I just thought of something fun. And also, I love Grease. I love the movie. So I said, why not try to use a theme like that? And it became the song.
I have to admit, I've only seen Grease in parts.
Really? Oh,
serious.
wow. You have to watch the whole movie. Like, yeah.
My parents are huge fans of Grease. They love Grease. I've seen bits and pieces of it. I don't know why, but for some reason I just never really gravitated toward Grease. But if you recommend it, maybe your boy should hop on Netflix some night and chill with Grease.
You should watch it because it's a very nice storyline. And if you watch it all together, you'll understand it better.
I will.
Yeah. I mean, and the songs are very catchy, so every time I watch it, I just sing along with it because it's so fun.
Do you like Rocky Horror Picture Show?
Yes.
Oh, okay, now we're on a common ground. That's my music.
Yes, of course.
Oh, yeah. Love Rocky Horror Picture Show. Always have, always will, Now,
yes, of course.
Now, we're going to be hearing, after this interview, we'll be playing the song Stuck Up. Tell us about Stuck Up.
Stuck up. People who are stuck up, right, who think they're the best and they know everything and they're all smart and stuff. Yeah, there are a lot of people out there. But when I wrote that song, I was going through a writer's block.
I would imagine.
So I was like, oh, my God, what should I write about? I just started saying random things, and then Stuck Up just came out of my mouth, like, okay, this is so stuck up or whatever.
Right.
And then I'm like, hey, well, that's an idea. But Stuck Up is not based on anybody that I know or I have met. That just came out of me, and I wrote about it because some of the songs I write are actually based on real things that have happened in my life. But Stuck Up was just a song that I just felt like writing because I know a lot of people have dealt with people who are like that. And it's just like, it's crazy, but they are out there.
They are indeed. Now, you guys, you can pick up Kiss is a Killer, the EP, on iTunes, and get out there and show that support and pick it up. Sabrina, before we go, what is your social media information for our listeners out there?
SabrinaFallah.com is my website. And at the top, you can find my Facebook, my Instagram, my Twitter, my YouTube, and I do have a Snapchat. It's nice. Sabrina_Fallah.
Very, very cool. Sabrina Fallah, we really appreciate you taking the time this morning to call in on Storytology Live. And, of course, anytime, call on back in again. And if you're ever in Boston, stop on through, and maybe by then I'll have seen Grease.
All right. Awesome.
Yes. Sabrina, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
All right. Bye-bye.